in your text message.
Ladies and gentlemen, now walking me to the stage. Showdown! Yeah, I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth. Yeah, the name is Showdog Brown. Yeah, I get down. The ladies love the way I howl. Just fooling around, guys. What? Was that too loud? Look, I'm a magical rap battle assassin, everlasting. Ain't no need for a caption. Me and my team, we so heroic. There's no opponent that can take us down.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of the Superfan Addicts podcast. I'm your host, Ray Showdog Prisby, and we have a great show for you guys and gals tonight. But first, let me introduce my extra special super fan, Brian, all the way down from the Queen City? Yeah,
It is the Queen City, yep.
Queen City in Cincinnati. What's up, B? What's going on with you?
Not much lately. Just got some free time on my hands now. I'm not working anymore now and getting ready to go up to Cleveland for a little bit.
Okay. Cody.
What up?
What's been going on with you, Cody?
Been a busy week, right? I've been moving a little bit. My mom bought a house, so I've been moving. I carried 14 boxes today. And I actually did the math. They averaged about 45 pounds each. The heaviest one I carried was 110 pounds. But I figured it was a little extra exercise. Helped me lose a little more weight. I'm down 87 or 88 pounds. I'm getting close to 90. So, Angel, I'm going to try to get something to put my phone on the 1 year anniversary. You have my word. Hey,
Okay.
and Ray, you missed a comment. Jamie Smith here says "woo," which is also the trademark of my favorite wrestler, Ric Flair.
Woo! Ric Flair. All right, so hey, I'm trying to think what should we do first? Cody, I'll let you decide, Cody. Do we do the do you want to do your number thing first? Do you want to do the music thing first, or you want to jump right into the show and then maybe do those things? I'm gonna let this is your day, Cody. You decide. I'm gonna let you decide.
Let's start with the number one, because this one's
Okay.
not gonna be the most fun one in the world, but you've got some pretty cool knowledge. Learn something before the show. I think it'd be really sweet. Jamie says that Florida. Well, I have excellent news for you. Ric Flair's official spirits are available in the state of Florida. Visit FlairSpirits.com. Self-promotion there. And bourbon. And gin. Anyway, Ray, this is the 45th episode of the Superfan Addicts podcast. And obviously, this number has been retired for quite some time. Am I right in that?
Yep.
It's been retired for quite some time. You were there. I wasn't. Take it away. Talk a little bit about Ernie Davis, because I've seen the movie, but I really don't know a lot. And then share your fun fact, and I'll back you up with the picture.
So with Ernie Davis, he followed. Actually, Jim Brown recruited him to play at Syracuse. So he basically followed Jim Brown, wore the famous number 44, and broke all of Jim Brown's records. And on top of all of that, won the national championship and was the first African American to win the Heisman Trophy. So, with all that being said, Paul Brown, well, the story that the media got was Paul Brown wanted to pair the Jim Brown and Ernie Davis in the same backfield, so they would have something comparable to the Green Bay Packers, Horning and Taylor. But here's the thing. They already had that. Bobby Mitchell was a world-class sprinter. Bobby Mitchell could run circles around either of those, but I digress. We'll get into that part later. So anyway, Paul Brown finagled and traded Bobby Mitchell, who I was just talking about, to the Washington Redskins for the number one pick. The Browns chose Ernie Davis. But when he came into camp, they noticed that, he was sluggish, this and that. Long story short, they ran tests. He had leukemia. And he was the greatest player that never played one down. He never got to play one down. There's actually pictures of him sitting on this. I should have sent those pictures to you. But there's pictures of him sitting on the sidelines in street clothes. So very sad story. They eventually did the movie called The Express. And that's I think he passed away at 23, probably 18 months after that. Just a sad, tragic story. Wow.
Got that picture. I think, is this the picture you're talking about?
That's the picture.
Yeah, so I've seen the movie when I was a kid, but I don't think I remembered most of that. So,
well, here's the thing, Cody. In the movie, they had to do the Hollywood thing. They had him coming out on the field in the uniform and everything, and that they did it for Hollywood, but that never happened. As you can see, he was always in the street clothes.
So, what year did they retire the number?
Probably 63, because here's the thing. Him and Art Modell retired 45 and 46, because the individual that had 46, he died like 6 months. Him and Ernie died like 6 months apart. But he was electrical engineer. And in the off season, back in those days, everybody had a job. So he was one of those high wire guys, and I think he touched the wrong wires and got electrocuted.
Wow.
And his number was 46. And he
Don Fleming.
I'm sorry?
Don Fleming was his name.
Fleming. They ended up retiring. He ended up retiring both of those. Matter of fact, I want to say I'm not 100% sure. Oh no, he didn't. No, those weren't the last two because obviously he retired Jim Brown's number later on. But yeah, he retired those two numbers pretty much at the same time.
See, that's most about this podcast, as much as it is fun as it is for being old and talking about quarterbacks, is when you just bust out some knowledge like that I didn't know, and then when I get done with the show, I can go on Google and look it up. Sam asking if I'm in the witness protection. I'm not. Ray met me a year ago. I'm. The gist of it is, Sam. The gist is I don't have a really good setup to put my phone up while I'm using my computer to produce. So I just have my camera off.
That was a good one. I have to say that was pretty good.
So continuing with the conversation, though, the players to wear number 45, there hasn't been one in 50, 60 years now. And none of the ones that did wear it are particularly notable. Now, I will say, before Ray puts this fact on you guys that are listening, there is no record of this anywhere on the internet, but he has cited his source to me privately. So, Ray, tell your audience the person that wore the number 45.
No. Well, first of all, I want to, because somebody in the audience might know, so I don't want to say anything yet. Show them the picture and let them. I know between Angel and Sam and Jamie and somebody else, I'm guessing one of them is going to get it. I'm really guessing one of the.
What about Brian?
I'm gonna say it right now. Brian.
I don't know who else wore 45 because I know that they retired it quickly.
So Leroy Bolton wore it before Ernie got it. I do know that, but other than that, because I told you I have a game used number 45 jersey, and I'm almost positive it's Leroy Bolton's.
So let's give the people in the audience a chance to
give them a chance.
45.
I have a feeling between Sam and Angel, I think they're gonna battle it out. Frank,
while we do that, share the fact that you just told me about this picture and Leroy Bolton.
Okay, so this is a partial of the Topps 1962 team card, Cleveland Brown team card, and Ernie Davis was on the team in 1962. So just logical thinking, 1962 Ernie, that has to be Ernie Davis. And it's not, because Topps was so cheap back in the days, they would use those same pictures for 3 years in a row. So you can go back and look at the 1960 team picture, and it'll be the same number 45 right there, and it's still Leroy Bolton. But here's the clincher. Here's the clincher how you can really tell. They put numbers on the sleeves in 1962. So as you can see, there's no numbers on the sleeve, so that can't be a 1962 picture, right? Right.
And here's the funny thing, Ray. Here's the 1959 version. Exact same picture.
Okay, right there in the middle.
That's hilarious.
Exact same picture, and that's 59, because that's the last year that Leroy Bolton was on the team, was 59.
Right. So there it is. So yeah, show them the picture. I got a feeling somebody's gonna get it. But this is probably one of the most famous number 45s of all time.
I won't give out the answer, but I just looked it up. There's only been 5 people to wear.
Brian, this guy's not even listed on there. I did extensive research before this show started. You won't find it on the internet.
Come on, Angel. Angel, Sam. Come on, guys. Don't let me down. I know one of y'all know it.
It says only 6 players have worn the number 45 for the Cleveland.
Come on, Jamie. Woo! You was wooing a minute ago, Jamie. Come on. I know you know it. Woo! I mean, I've been stumping people with this picture for over 20 years. So I mean, it's not. I'm not surprised nobody again. But it's always a cool trivia question kind of thing. And from the nobody's commenting. So
Yeah.
So here it. Give him a little more time, Cody, or what?
No, let's go ahead and reveal your.
So that is the infamous. This picture was taken here. I'm gonna give you a hint. This picture was taken in 1957, and this was his first game ever against the preseason game against the Detroit Lions, and he only wore it for this one game. And after this, he got his infamous number, and the rest, as they say, is history. I've given up enough. It's Jim Brown. Jim Brown. And here's the story behind it. So back then, they had the college all-stars would always play whoever won the championship the year before. So this particular year, the college all-stars played the New York Giants because the Giants had won the NFL championship previously. So he got to camp late. And I'm guessing all the good numbers was gone, so he donned number 45 in that particular game. And then right after this game, the guy who had number 32 got cut. Paul Brown gave him his number, and the next preseason game, which was the Pittsburgh Steelers, he wore number 32. But wait, there's something else I want you to check out. Notice that he has high top shoes on. That was the only because the next game, because I have a picture of him in the next game, he's wearing his famous low cut Riddell shoes. So a lot of firsts in that game. First time he wore 45, first and last time he wore high tops. It's the little things, guys. It's always the little things.
Brian, did that blow your mind the way it blew mine about 30 minutes ago?
No, because in preseason, a lot of players wear off numbers and stuff in preseason. So
what are you talking about, George? Not Jim Brown. It is Jim Brown.
So no, it doesn't blow my mind. Yeah, I know in preseason, a lot of players wear different numbers and stuff before they get their official numbers and stuff, especially unless they're like already known and stuff. I mean, it's like this year, Shador's going back to number 2. I mean, they change the numbers all the time. So, no, that doesn't blow my mind that Jim Brown would have wore 45 for one preseason game before he went to 32.
Hey, what are y'all's thoughts on Shador switching back to number 2? I think a lot of people bought 12 jerseys.
Well, I guess it's kind of like didn't Chubb do the same thing? He went from 27 to 24.
He went from 31 to 24, but
okay.
He did it like he never played a regular season game in 31. He played I think he played a preseason game, but like Shador played his whole rookie year, and a lot of people bought those jerseys.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just curious what y'all thought.
Well, see, I can't say anything because now had I bought a 12 jersey, I'd be pissed. So I can only imagine the people that bought those number 12 jerseys are probably pissed. But here's the thing, though, about that 12 jersey, because if you have a 12 game used jersey, you automatically know it's a rookie jersey.
Yep.
Do you think about everything in terms of collectible? Do you ever think?
Do. I honestly do.
Well, yeah,
everything a damn museum piece.
Huh?
If you got a number 12 game worn jersey of Sanders and he ends up like blowing up and getting huge and stuff, that collectible is going to be worth some money later.
Absolutely.
Man, everything's a museum piece to you, Ray.
He's got a museum in his house.
I know. I told a guy about it today. Can I tell my story right now, Ray?
Sure, absolutely.
So as I was talking about, my mom is moving, and I'll be following shortly thereafter. And she found, they have those combination washer dryers now that are in one unit. I don't know if you've seen those. Completely unrelated to this, heaviest appliance I've ever moved in my life. It's one, and it does the washing and drying for your laundry in it. So we this new house is in Huntington, West Virginia. We drive like an hour and a half north to a town called Stout, Ohio. And Brian, I don't know if you've ever heard of Stout, It's about midways between Portsmouth and Maysville. And right here it is on the map. This is where this little place is.
My brain wants to say I have heard of it.
So as I'm like, man, we're getting close to Cincinnati. There's nothing but Bengals fans up here. So we get this appliance and we loaded up, trying to load it up into the truck. James Frank said to where the GOAT Randy Moss is from. Yes, Randy Moss, University of Marshall, but he's from. Anyway, so we're having a hard time loading this appliance. And I mean, just a brutally heavy machine, probably 300, 400 pounds. And we finally, we lift this thing, and those things brand new are like $2,000. And that she was making a really good offer on it. And as we were lifting it, my mom's standing in the background talking, and the girl's like, and Mom notices that she has a Browns, cornhole board. And she's like, oh, yeah, we're big Browns fans. And I was like, wow, that's a long way from Cleveland. You look at the map, like that's very close to Cincinnati and a long way from Cleveland. So we ended up needing to get in the bed of the truck to get the washing and drying machine into the bed of the truck. It wouldn't move because it was so heavy. So the blanket that they gave us became the first item in what's going to be my new room, a torn up old Cleveland Browns blanket gifted to me by some random woman like an hour from Cincinnati. This is the first item in the new house that belongs to me, and it will always be a fun little story. And because we were Browns fans, she gave us $100 off. So just a funny story. And then today, as I was getting the new internet installed, I was telling this story to the guy, and he was like, to the guy who installs the internet, and he's like, oh, I'm a Browns fan too. He said he may try to check out the show tonight. So Chris from Armstrong Internet, if you're here, drop a comment. But I thought it was a fun little story and shows, first of all, the Browns are statewide, because that's not far from all. The dude was even a Reds fan. He had a Reds hat on. But the first thing in my new house is from a incidental running into of a Browns fan about an hour from Cincinnati. And to George, who asked, did we use straps? We ended up having to lay the appliance down front porch steps. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I have a picture. We laid the appliance down on the front porch steps, tied it to the back of a Ford Ranger, and put it in 4-wheel drive, and using ratchet straps, pulled it up the steps. So, yeah.
So Cody, quick question. That was a blanket?
Yeah, it looks, but it's just the angle. Like it's a normal size, like fleece blanket.
Okay, cause just looking at it, I thought it might be like a handkerchief or something.
Yeah, no, it just looks. It's a big bedroom too, but no, it's like it's probably not tall enough to like cover all of me, but it's probably 5 foot. Like,
but wait a minute. Isn't that a plug? Isn't that a utility? Yeah, that's a plug. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got a point of reference now.
Yeah, so I just thought it was a cool story. The first, I hadn't put anything in this house of mine yet, and they gave us that blanket, and I was like, cool. That's a good first thing to include. A cool interaction with a Browns fan that we had never met. We didn't know these people. Met them on Facebook Marketplace. Just happened to see it. And just because we were Browns fans, they gave us $100 off. So,
wow.
Hey, so Cody, we might as well go ahead and do the Great Lakes Collector Convention. Yeah, that right there. So that's coming up, people. So this is the Strongsville Sports Memorabilia Show. They actually moved it to this new facility, Independence Fieldhouse, which is probably 3 times the size of what it normally is. So you can expect it's going to be a really, really huge show. It's from the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I get to take my car and park it inside. So my car will be on display the whole 3 days as well, too. So it should be a fun 3 days. Come on out. Like I said, it's the largest sports memorabilia show in Northeastern Ohio, April 10th, 11th, and 12th. Be there or be square.
Was that not the same facility it was in last year?
No. So the The one that you're talking about where I met you and your mom, that was a sports show, but that wasn't the Strongsville. That wasn't the Strongsville show. That was just a sports memorabilia show.
Okay, I thought it was the same.
But yeah, but that's the facility where I met you and mom at last year. That's where it's gonna be.
Yeah, man, that was a great experience. As far I wish I could come up this year.
Come on.
I have other obligations, or I would.
Do they list what day each player is going to be on in that?
Pretty much every day, but you can go to the website though, and then it'll let you know specifically what players, because they do have some pretty cool Cleveland Brown players coming in as well. Ozzie Newsome, right off the top of my head. Who else?
Wow.
Well, I seen Eric Metcalf's going to be there, and I'm coming up for his bowling year or next month. I'm coming up for the bowling.
Okay.
Yep. So, the running joke is I saved Eric Metcalf, so we got this running joke. So I'm gonna come up there and see if I can save him again.
You saved him?
I guess the question is, saved him from what?
There was these two annoying couples that was at a bar that we were at, and they just would not leave him alone. So I had to go get somebody and go get him out of this situation now. So they ran and got him and brought him back in the bar and got him in this situation. They were just like off the wall. They just were relentless. So it's just a running joke. I didn't really save him, but it's still kind of funny though.
No, that is funny.
But these two, like this couple was just like, they wouldn't let him go. They wouldn't let him go back inside. They were just on him, like asking him question after question. And then you could see in his face that he was getting annoyed by them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go save them real quick.
That's funny. Well, I think that's all our trivial stuff that we wanted to talk about. So let's just talk the Browns a little bit. I mean, if there was ever a night that spending 25 minutes just chatting, kind of BSing, it's probably now, this time of year, right before the draft. Free agency's not really popping. Like, I feel like we've talked this draft to death. I'm like so ready for it to happen and be over with. Like, no matter who they go with, I'm just ready for it to be here. So let's start with the AJ Epineza deal falling through after a failed physical. I was about that signing. I thought it was a nice, cheap signing. Do you have any thoughts on AJ Epineza deal falling through, Brian?
I mean, if they're saying that he failed his physical, then not really. He hasn't re-signed with any team or anything, so it's not like Max Crosby that he was already under a guaranteed contract or something and failed a physical in a trade. I mean, he's a free agent, I think, and he pretty much failed his physical, so Browns were allowed to back out of that trade, and I think that was the right move if he couldn't pass the physical.
Ray, what do you think?
Well, I think the only thing that kind of surprised me was I thought it was one of those incentive laid contracts anyway. So, I mean, but then again, if there was an injury that possibly was going to delay him from starting the season, then I could see that. So yeah, I guess the doctors know best. So, but I was just excited because he would have been a cool rotational piece. That was
right.
That was my excitement. But hey, we'll have to go back to the drawing board and find somebody else, I guess, or draft somebody else.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. You'll have to snag somebody in the draft. It probably changes your third or fourth round pick. The thing is, with such a low cost, it must have been a pretty concerning thing that he had going on for them to back out of it. Because you would think if it was just, I mean, we've seen guys come back from torn in 6 months now. You know, ACL used to be a 1 or 2 year injury. Guys are coming back from that 6-7 months. So it must have been a very concerning problem that he had. I don't know what his season ended with last year. Hey, before I go on, I don't think that you had this on the rundown, Ray. Did you guys see that Mary Kay said that she would take Ty Simpson at 6?
I did. Well, you know what? It's funny. I read that after I had already sent that to you, and I was like, but then again, it's Mary Kay.
So someone else said that Mary Kay famously last year said that she would have drafted Shador at number 2 overall and then traded back into the first round and drafted Tyler Shuck, who was also a quarterback that the Saints picked up. And I really want to know, what do you guys think is the dumber idea? Ty Simpson at 6 or taking 2 quarterbacks in the first round? Which one of those is dumber?
Well, last year, knowing our quarterback problem, as dumb as it is, it's really not that off. But taking Ty Simpson at 6 is really off. I mean, especially when he's projected to be a late first rounder, maybe an early second rounder, and you're going to go all the way to 6. That's just far off base. There's a reason why she does reporting, and she's not in the draft room drafting people.
Well, see, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Brian. I think taking two quarterbacks, and basically you're paying 2 rookies first round draft pick money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
I ain't doing
they're
that.
both crazy. It's just which one was
right.
crazy.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, Ray, who was
less crazy?
Ray, who was it on this show that time that said that somebody was smoking gummies? You remember that?
I do remember that.
That's Mary Kay.
But I do remember that though.
I think it was the Brown Chanot that said it, maybe. But that's Mary Kay, man. What is she talking about? Like,
she's smoking the reefer. She's smoking the reefer.
Quarterback right now is like probably a 3% thing that we need to be focusing on right now, especially in the draft. We've got 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
Build the cockpit.
We have how many on the roster?
We should have 4.
I'm counting 2.5.
Okay, then we have 3.5.
Who's the one that I'm not counting? I'm counting Deshaun and Shador. And the little feller. Who's the one I'm missing?
Wait a minute. Somebody tried to say Dylan Gabriel was 5'11".
No, we got 3.
Like, that's 6 foot. I think it's a stretch if he's 5'9". I honestly do.
Are either of you guys big?
I thought it was somebody else. Sorry.
Are either of you guys big baseball fans? I know you're not, right? But Brian,
I'm a huge baseball fan. Yes.
Well, I don't know if you've seen this year, but everybody's listed heights have went down because they had to measure them like super accurately.
Yep.
For that, where they're calling the robot balls and strikes now.
Yep.
So a lot of guys were listed, like Chase DeLauder, I think, was even listed at like 6'6". They've got him down to 6'3". Dude, if they ever do that in football, Dylan Gabriel, Kyler Murray, they've all had horrible days because, I mean, clearly they bumped these guys up. I'm telling you, Gabriel might hit 5'9", 5'8", if they, you know what I mean, if they accurately describe it.
I mean, that's pretty tall for a lady.
Well, Craig leads us into our next subject here, which, God, this is another thing, man. Like, I'm so tired of talking about this guy after 4 years. But Deshaun Watson is currently training in Florida and working with Jerry Jeudy. I did see a thing that said that Watson is throwing to Jerry Jeudy. There was no mention that Jeudy was actually catching the balls.
Exactly.
It said Watson has been throwing to Jerry Jeudy. No word on if Jerry Jeudy had caught any of them.
2 years, 23 drop passes. I guarantee you he's not catching anything.
So what are your thoughts on Watson sharpening his chemistry with Jerry Jeudy, Brian?
I don't know why they're doing it because hopefully Jerry Jeudy's not on the team to begin the start of the season. I'm tired of him. His drop passes, his little skipping and fumbling the ball in Las Vegas. I was done after that. His little flipping into the end zone that drew the unsportsmanlike penalty. I'm just done with him. Like, we can get rid of Jerry Jeudy tomorrow. I'll be okay. Like, he's not a number 1. He's not even number 2. He's a slot receiver. He's just – I'm done with him. And if Deshaun's working out with him in Florida, okay. But if there's an outside chance that he can get traded, trade him away. He's not a number 1. He's not going to be our future wide receiver.
Yeah, and I think whatever whatever spot that he had, I think I'm almost guessing Isaiah Bond is going to come in there and get all them reps.
Yeah, I mean, George says he wishes Tillman was better. Yeah, I wish he was too, but the fact of the matter is he's just not. And at this point, the best availability is availability. Tillman doesn't have it. I think Judy would be an awesome wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3. I think that would be golden. Like if we could get to that situation, and perhaps Bond can shift him to 2. But I think you got to go get one more wide receiver, whether that be Tate, whether that be Tyson, whether that be, I don't know, man. Ray, you might have been right. Tyson's medicals really do scare me to the point that I'm not sure I'd even want him at 24. I definitely don't want him at 6.
I got one for you, Cody. Word has it that the New York Giants is offering the Arizona Cardinals pick number 48 for Marvin Harrison. Now we have pick 39. Would you that's a high second round pick.
The last I read that we offered that and they declined it is the last I read from someone who's a little bit more, I want to say that they know some things, but they don't just put everything out there, is that we offered 39 and the Cardinals said no, but they think that going towards the draft, as the Cardinals see, no one's giving up a first. I would be thrilled with Marvin Harrison Jr. He's had some drop problems too, but I think we've seen that the talent's there in college. As far as Charles Dixon says, Malachi Corley here. You won't find a bigger Malachi Corley fan than this guy. But I think he's more of a gadget kind of player. As far as Tillman, the talent's decent. He's been hurt a lot. And then somebody said crazy to think the 2 wide receivers from Tennessee were such a bust. It makes me hesitant to draft another one because that's a very unique offense that they run down there. I don't know how much either of you guys watch college football, but that offense almost makes it easy for college receivers because of the way the spacing is set up. It doesn't really translate to the NFL very well, and I think that's, if you look, Hendon Hooker was very good, and he's bouncing around the league a little bit. It's just it's a very gimmicky offense. So perhaps that's why. Yeah, poor man's Debo. I completely agree on Corley. There's another receiver that's got a decent build and stuff from Tennessee, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. You had 2 receivers on the same team that went back to back in the 3rd round, and neither one of them have turned out. Neither one of them have been good. At some point, you've got to think, all right, this offense isn't producing NFL receivers. Which, hey, if Josh Heupel's goal down there at Tennessee is just to win games, and then that's fine. You got on here that there's buzz that the Raiders could target Judy in a trade scenario. Ray, talk a little bit about that. I haven't heard that. What did you see?
Hey, I got $3 on it. If it's a help, hurry up and get him out of here. I got $3, and if this ain't enough, I could start a GoFundMe to help the cause.
What do you think, Brian?
He pretty much helped play for them last year when he made that fumble. So I mean, he might as well get traded to him.
We won that game though, didn't we?
Yeah, we won that game. Yeah, but I mean, we could have really been blowing him out if he didn't fumble that ball right there.
Man, so, that hop and skip, man. I was like, what is he
doing? And I think he had like 1 or 2 drop passes in that game too. And we still came out and won that game big time. Yeah.
So let me go off the outline again for a second. Raiders with a nice little signing of Kirk Cousins today. Maybe did you have this on here, Ray? I don't see it. Oh yeah,
he had it on.
Yeah, I had it on here.
I'm moving it then. Raiders pick up Kirk Cousins, 5-year, $172 million. Just a small guarantee though. 5 years is a lot. What are your thoughts on Kirk Cousins to the Las Vegas Raiders? Let's start with Brian this time. Brian?
I think it's a good fit for him. He wasn't going to stay down there because, Stefanski loves short quarterbacks. So he wasn't going to stay down there. I think it's a great pickup for the Raiders. They're going with Mendoza in the first pick. You never really want to start a rookie quarterback in his very first year. We've seen how bad it happens. In their first years and stuff. So I think it's a great smart move. Atlanta's on the hook this year for 8.7 of it, and I think Atlanta's on the hook for like 11.3 or something, or Las Vegas. So he gets 20 million guaranteed, club auction 2 years for 80 million, or 5 years for the 172. But the crazy stat was this will be his 11th straight year of a guaranteed contract. That stat today, when I heard that, blew my mind.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. And I thought he was a later round pick, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a 4th round pick.
4th round pick, yeah.
And now they did take a quarterback in the 1st round the year they took him in the 4th, but that's not like they took him in the first 2. Ray, what are your thoughts on that Mendoza deal? Or Kirk Cousins deal?
Well, like you mentioned, yeah, it looks all flashy, 5 year, blah blah blah, but all you got to do is look at the guaranteed money. So that just, when I seen the guaranteed money, first thing I said, okay, he's a bridge quarterback. They'll probably let him play. Probably they might even let him play. If they're smart, I would let Cousins play the whole year and just let Mendoza sit and learn. Let him play the whole year and just let him sit and learn. But yeah, I think it's a good fit for them. Being that, to me, it's you're protecting your number 1 overall pick. So to me, it's a win-win. Now, if they really want to win, give us a 2nd round pick for Judy, and then boom, they'll really.
Did you say a 2nd round pick?
I did.
We're not giving up a 2nd round pick for him.
You smoked your breakfast.
He's smoking those gummies.
I'm smoking them gummies over here.
Yeah, no, you're not getting up. You're probably not getting up.
I was being facetious.
What for Jerry Judy? What round pick was that? And I will say, no matter what it was, it worked. His first year, he was fine. For a 5th and 6th.
Wait a minute, Jerry Judy's first year, he went to the Pro Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Pro Bowls, we don't believe in those anymore. But he had like 1,000 yards, and that was with they gave up a 5th and 6th round pick, a 5th and 6th round pick. No matter what he does in the future, just the 1 year of production alone is more than you're going to get out of 5th and 6th round pick most of the time. One of those may have been a pick swap because James was saying we gave up a 5th. George says let's trade for Crosby.
We don't have the cap.
We ain't got the cap, the money, or anything for that.
Right, exactly.
We got 2 pretty good people on. We got Isaiah McGuire and Alex Wright, who I thought were pretty good last year. So even with them and the AJ guy from the one that we picked up and didn't work out, AJ Espinoza.
Yeah.
Even still, I mean, we've got really good, solid players line up against opposite of Myles Garrett. That's going to help Garrett get some sacks, right? Who was Alex Wright as the defensive end last year when he broke the sack record?
Yeah.
Tim comes through with the win.
I mean, I will say if you can get a great edge rusher and prove those, anytime you can make your number 2, your number 3, and get better in that way, Isaiah McGuire becomes your number 3. It's great. I don't worry about that. I've said that before because I know Andrew Berry will manipulate it however he can. If we could get Max Crosby, hell yeah, I'd take Max Crosby. I think he's probably the 2nd or 3rd best edge rusher in the NFL. Probably 3rd behind Parsons. But with that being said, kind of forgot what we were even talking about. I guess Judy. Charles Dixon wants to know, with better quarterback play, can Judy be better? What are your thoughts on that? Because I think it's a good question.
I don't think so. 23 drop passes in 2 years. That I don't really think so. 13 2 years ago, 10 last year, or what, vice versa. I really don't think so. As you're getting older and you're having that many drop passes, I really don't. I think you're past the prime of where you're at. He'll be in his 7th year. It came out in 2020, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. So this will be his 7th year in the league. In your 5th and your 6th year, you're leading the league in drop passes, or you're up there in drop passes. I really don't. No, I think he's past that point.
Yeah, he turns 27 this month. You were right. He came out in 2020. Ray, what do you think? Do you think he could be better with better
I
QB
think
play?
I don't even think because he drops a lot of balls that are like I mean, it's almost like he's a short Njoku. Make the circus catches, but then drop the ones, the third and one, and we need that one. I don't know what it is. I think it's a lack of focus. If you really want to know what I think he'd be getting too high. I think he'd be smoking the gummies before the game. I think that's the problem.
I thought they test that now.
So I'm looking at his production or lack thereof. It looks like it was pretty consistent. I mean, it don't seem like it mattered who was the quarterback. It seems like he kind of sucked all year, even at the end of the year. I mean, he had 5 receptions for 66. My point was our early season quarterback play compared to Shador, who was undeniably better. It don't seem like it helped. So I don't know. Don't put
Sorry,
that.
James.
Njoku could go up the ladder and catch one 12 foot in the air and then drop the easiest pass on earth.
That just drove me insane.
Talk about a guy that I feel like he was almost potential man. Like you look back and you're like, yeah, he was fine, but every year it was like, oh, he's gonna go for 1,000 this year. This is his breakout year. He's this big freak athlete. Just never happened. I don't know. Anyway, Browns' new Brook Park Dome jumped up another $200 million. I hadn't seen this. Now sitting around $2.6 billion total. What are your thoughts on that, Ray?
Man, if I could just get 10% of that, I'd be good. But but I guess you know what it is. It's hard. I guess it's hard for regular people like us to fathom 200 million. I mean, because the way they wrote it, it's like it was just a drop in the bucket. Oh yeah, just another 200 million. No big deal. Yeah, go ahead. I got it. I mean, but I guess in the end, as long as the taxpayers aren't paying for it, I'm good.
This is just a random thought. I had a very rich person tell me one time that after like $3 million, it's all the same. He said whether it's after $3 million, it don't make a big enough difference in 200 million because you can have whatever you want and not think about it. So to think about how big of money $2 million is in that perspective, that somebody's like, yeah, I make all this money, but it's been the same since I had, like, I don't know. That just kind of put it in perspective for me how much money that really is. Brian, what are your thoughts on this $200 million jump?
It's probably going to jump again once they start getting into construction and everything else. I mean, that 200,000 is or 200 million is probably unseen delays or permits or something else, or the government needing their money, or we don't know what it's for. But the one thing I will tell you is that Haslam is footing a lot of the bill for this stadium and that project, whereas that's not really common in the NFL. I think Jerry Jones paid for a lot of that Dallas Cowboys stadium. But I mean, down here in Cincinnati, Mike Brown's got the county commissioners and everything by their like tails and stuff. They literally pay for everything, and he makes money. He doesn't spend anything on their own stadium down here. And they just went through another renovation stuff that's going to cost the taxpayers, including myself, for a team that I don't even support in Hamilton County, that he doesn't pay. But Haslam's paying a lot of this construction for this new stadium and that entertainment district. So I think he's footing the bill for the majority of that 200 million, if I'm not mistaken. And you're going to hear it later on when they get into construction. Another 200 million has been added on. Another 300 million has been added on. We're going to do this, so another 1 billion is going to be added on. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing ends up being almost $4 or $5 billion when everything's said and done.
That's a lot of freaking money.
Lot of money. Like I said, just give me 1%.
Yeah, 1% is going to be $2 million. I'm good with that.
Right.
Like you said, after $3 million, who cares?
Yeah. Are you guys season ticket holders?
No.
Really, Ray? I thought you were.
Who, me?
Yeah, I thought you were.
No, after Halloween, it's too cold for me. Now, I will say this though. Once we get the new stadium, I've been like that my whole life. I have low blood. But once we get the new stadium, I will be a season ticket holder.
Really? Hey, Brian, are you a Cleveland baseball guy or are you a Reds fan?
I love both of them. I grew up being a Reds fan because my dad took my very first game was 1977 opening day, the year after they won the World Series. So, and I was 4 years old, and I remember that like vividly. But I've always rooted for both teams. Now, when they play each other, I have to root for my Reds, but any other time I'm rooting for the Indians. Notice I said Indians. I'm not calling them Guardians. I root for the Indians. So they're my American League team. They're the ones I always root for. I go to games in Cleveland. I go to games here. I just went to that Sunday game against Boston Red Sox here in Cincinnati where we won. And
one of my best friends was there.
Huh?
One of my best friends was there.
Cool. Yeah, you saw that great win. And then I plan on going to probably about 5 or 6 Indians games this year and probably about 10 Reds games this year.
Man, my most hot take in the world is that I actually like the name Guardians better. I know. It's a lot of people disagree with me on that. I like Guardians better.
If they were going to switch their name like they was, I voted for the Spiders. I really wish they would have went back to the Cleveland Spiders.
Yeah,
that whole marketing, the spider web, everything would have been like amazing with it. I think they blew it with not calling it the Spiders.
My only beef was that they didn't change the colors. I'm like really tired of blue and red in sports. I feel like every freaking sports team uses blue and red anymore. Like especially baseball. You have the Phillies, the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Braves. They all use some iteration of blue and red. And I'm like, all right, can we do something different? I would be fine if they used brown and orange, actually. Let's just do like Pittsburgh. Give everybody brown and orange.
Even their college is brown or yellow and black. Have you noticed that? Even the University of Pittsburgh, yellow, black, and gray.
Well, the University of Pittsburgh uses a lot. It's like a royal blue now. Like,
they've always had royal blue in it.
See, I feel like when I was growing up, it was always like a dark navy. George says red, white, and blue is nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not. It's just a little bit overdone in sports. Like, if I sat down and really tried to think about it, I feel like it's probably the most common color scheme is some form of red, white, and blue. And, like, outside of the Celtics, how many teams wear green? Just as an example. Like, I can't think of very many green teams in sports.
Miami's got a shade of green.
Who?
Miami Marlins.
Okay.
They got like a shade of green.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles, obviously.
Your dog
Green
is
Bay
absolutely
Packers, obviously.
Yeah.
Is somebody getting ready to get attacked?
Yeah. Is
oh no, that's
good?
my dogs go nuts over nothing down here. I'm about to mute it.
No, I was just worried that there was an event or an emergency.
No, my son's home with my grandson, and he's probably getting dropped off by somebody. So the dogs go nuts when they don't recognize who it is.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the Jets, James.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this draft pick. Like I said, I love the draft. I'm excited for the draft. I'm almost excited to know who this pick's going to. Actually, as much as we've talked about pick number 6, I don't think we're going to be the ones making it, and that's probably what we're going to go into here. What if you guys are in control? What are you doing at 6? You trading down? You stacking picks? What's the game plan, Brian? If the dogs are quiet, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, the dogs are quiet now. There's a reason why I don't do my mock draft until a week before, and we talked about it on the show. There's so much that changes. Like in free agency, we picked up all those offensive linemen. We talked like, oh my God, we got to get an offensive lineman. Now we're like, is that really the pressing need now? So it's going to go back and forth. I mean, I wouldn't trade down no more than 10. And that's really pushing it. I think New Orleans, is at 8, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's fine to drop down 2 more, maybe pick up 1 more. I mean, if Dallas is going to trade their 2 picks to move up to 6 and give us 3 first-rounders, I'm not mad about that either. There's just a lot of variables that goes on. But at the end of the day, no matter what, we have to get a wide receiver and we have to get an left tackle. That's the bottom line. So even if we go 2 wide receivers and we get that kid, I can't even pronounce his last name. It's Alagalagosis or something like that from, I think, Arizona State at the first pick in the second round. If we don't trade that away for Marvin Harrison, which would actually be a great pick. And if we do that trade and we do pick him up, then we definitely go wide receiver and go an offensive lineman. But at this point right now, like you said, I'm done with it. Let's just get to the draft and let's have our draft parties and let's figure out what Andrew Berry and them are going to do and support it and go from there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we can all sit here and say that we'll be pissed if they do this or pissed if they do that. And then when we watch the highlights of whoever we draft, we're going to be like, oh, yeah, we got one.
Even if we get if I doubt Reese will be there, but even if Reese is there, Styles is there, who else am I thinking of? The Ohio State, Caleb Downs is there.
Yeah.
I mean, if all those players are there, I mean, at this point now, watching what we did in free agency, and if we trade 39 for Marvin Harrison, I'd be okay if we went defense with that pick, honestly, because we've filled holes and we've done the things that we needed to do. But at the end of the day, it's their picks, and we've got to support who they pick. And, we're going to go out and get their rookie jersey, and then the following year they're going to change their number, and we're all going to be mad. It's going to be great.
Ray, answer that question. What are we doing about the draft?
Well, that's a good question, Cody. I was probably going to sit down with you and no.
I'll make a suggestion if you have if you
go ahead. I'd like to hear it.
Are you planning on being in Pittsburgh for the first round or the all 3 nights?
No. So probably I got invited to the draft party at the stadium.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'll probably be at the stadium. So that could be a cool backdrop if we wanted to do it from there. Or I was thinking just do it the day before. I mean, or if you have an option.
I would say if we're going to do it on draft week, let's do it on Friday so we can talk about what we did in the first round. And as we prepare for the second round, I think it would be a little bit.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Friday. I was going down to Pittsburgh to the draft because they're having that Superfan convention or whatever you call it. So I was thinking of going to being, although I could still do it from Pittsburgh, but I was planning on being in Pittsburgh on Friday.
I'm toying with the idea of going to Pittsburgh on Friday and Saturday for the draft. I'm toying with that ideal.
Right. So, but at the end of the day, whatever you want to do, Cody.
We'll talk about it because I think there's a lot of options there. What night is the draft? Is it 3 weeks tonight?
Thursday the 23rd, Friday the 24th, and Saturday the 25th.
So 3 weeks from the night.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
We have time.
Yeah, we'll let's try to make a decision on it by next week though, because the draft's a big deal. You know what I mean? That's So Ray, what are your thoughts on the potential trade down, where we're at? In the I'll say in the draft process, and what I mean by that is evaluating based on now who we know as been signed in free agency, people we've been linked to. What are you thinking at that 6th pick?
Well, I feel 100% better after free agency because I was, like probably most fans, I was terrified how we were going to fix that offensive line, but presto changeo, it's pretty much fixed. Not all the way, but let's put it like this: it's not a pressing need anymore, in my opinion. So if I'm sitting at 6, I'm definitely trading down. But like Brian said though, I don't want to go past 10, maybe 11, because here's the thing: at 6, if you're laser focused on drafting a lineman or wide receiver, in my opinion, there's not a lineman or wide receiver that's worthy of the number 6 pick. So if I'm going to, I trade back. Now comes into play. Now, do we want to take Tate? To me, that's still somewhat of a push, but if we got Marvin Harrison with that 39 pick, I wouldn't be mad at Tate at number 10, or a left tackle. I'm really up in the air. But here's the other thing. I have a feeling that Tate will probably be long gone by 10, so that'll solve that problem. But yeah, I think I'm trading back to 10, and I'm taking best player between the offensive lineman and a wide receiver.
We're not trading back to 10 because that belongs to the Bengals, and they, first of all, don't like trading out of the first round, and second of all, they won't trade with the division rival. So it's going to be New Orleans at 8, or it's going to be Dallas, I think, at 11 or 12.
Okay, I'll take 11 then.
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of rule that the Cowboys can't trade that pick for some reason? Because it's involved with a pick swap, maybe?
No, they used to have that rule, but they relaxed it years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, you couldn't trade your comp picks that you got, but now you can trade those too, your compensatory picks. So you can trade those now too. So you can trade all those. But yeah, I mean, if we trade back, then let's get a left tackle at like 11, and then let's go after Denzel Boston at 24. Can you imagine Denzel Boston, Marvin Harrison Jr., Isaiah Bond, Cedric Tillman, or anybody other wide receiver that we get? Man, that changes your dynamics of your whole entire offense right away.
Not a big Denzel Boston guy, but I mean, we'll find some receiver. You know what I mean? Whoever it is, I'm cool with it. Here's what I think about trading back. I've been thinking about this one. If you want to trade the Cowboys and get 2 first-round picks this year, that's fine. But if you're looking at a deal with Kansas City and they say, we'll give you a first-round pick next year, and you know that their quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, and statistical probability tells you that they're going to be pretty good because Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. What that almost confirms to you is that scientifically, we like analytics in Cleveland. Scientifically, by the math, it's probably going to be a late first-round pick. If you're offering to trade for someone and you're saying, all right, so like last year, right? We picked up the first from Jacksonville. That was perceived, hey, that's going to be a great pick. Jacksonville's not going to be very good. It didn't work out, and they ended up being pretty good. But I would rather take that chance than Mahomes to be bad. I'd rather bet on Trevor Lawrence to be good than I would Mahomes to be bad. Close. So if you're going to trade down with the Saints. Trade down with the Cowboys is a tough one. But the Cowboys, it's 2 first rounds this year, and yeah, one of them's late, but you already know that it's late. So, to me, the best logic to do it is the idea of trading down with the Bengals or the Chiefs. Now, if you're trading down with the Bengals, you're betting on to get hurt, which is pretty safe bet. But of those teams that are behind us, I would try to trade down with the ones who don't have great quarterbacks, because we've seen that's the barometer for success in the NFL. So the Saints would be ideal, but that's just kind of where I'm at as far as things I've thought about it. Besides the same stuff I've said.
Miami's got 11 and Dallas has got 12. So we trade down with Miami, trade down with Dallas, trade down with New Orleans. I don't think that we could do a trade down with Kansas City. And like I said, they're not trading down with Cincinnati because, A, they rarely trade in the first round if they don't at all. And number 2, they never trade with an interdivision rival unless it's like later 5 and 6, 7 round. So I don't think that that's a possibility of trading with them. But like I said, yeah, I mean, if we can trade down, stockpile some more picks, still get that stud left tackle or get that stud wide receiver right there, I'm all for it.
So I got a scenario for you guys. Same scenario. You're the GM. 10 minutes before the draft, you get a phone call. It's the Dallas Cowboys offering 3 number 1 for Myles Garrett.
See ya.
What do you do? Cody, you're right.
Wait, hang on. When you say 3 number 1s, 2 this year, 1 next, what's the layout of them?
Yeah, don't they have 2 this year?
Yep.
Yeah, there are 2. Those 2, and then a 1 next year.
See ya. Thanks. Thanks for everything, brother. Appreciate it.
Nope.
You seen any cap money?
We'd still be responsible for some of his contract, even with the trade.
Yeah, probably, but I mean,
no,
that's a lot of draft capital, man. Especially, hear me out. What if you have 3 first-round picks? What if you trade number 6 for something next year or 2 next year?
Exactly.
And then you still get 2. I mean, man, that's because Miles is going to get old eventually. And scientifically, again, it's Von Miller started to fall off right around the time that he was the age that Myles Garrett is now. Now, granted, Von Miller was still a damn good football player, but you know what I mean? Like, there's Father Time has never lost, Brian.
Father Time is undefeated.
Well, how old is Miles? 30?
31.
31, yeah.
He's 31. He's probably got another good 5 years. He hasn't played injured. The thing, though, with Chubb, we hated the fact that we let Chubb walk, but Chubb has been injured like 2 or 3 times in his career, including college. We weren't really going to get much out of him outside of that, I think, unfortunately. And you see it's happened last year. I understand. I don't like it, but I understand that. However, Miles is the face of this franchise. If they traded him away or let him go or whatever, you're going to have a lot of fans very upset. Now, at some point, I think the Haslams, everybody knows, like, this hurts our pocketbooks a lot too. Even though we've been horrible, I mean, people are still buying Myles Garrett jerseys. So
check these stats out, Brian. This is Von Miller stats, and if the ones that shine out to me especially are the awards. And if you look over beside the season, it has a little star for the years. I think he was a Pro Bowler and All Pro. And if you look, he got hurt. He would have been 31 that year. Miles, same situation. He'll turn 31 this season. After that, Von Miller hasn't won an award since he hasn't. I mean, he's had some good years, and he played a part in winning a Super Bowl for the Rams. But you look at this guy, and it's like, man, he started to fall off hard when he was 32. Miles will be 32 in 2 years, or really in 27, during the 27 season. At some point, if we can get 33 first-round picks, man, like, we've got a lot of holes.
Why do you think New England was so successful? Because Belichick always traded when you were at the peak of your tradability. Always. He always did that. And that's why he was always able, even though they were always winning, he was always able to restock because he got rid of those veterans at the right time. So, I mean, I get it, the fans or whatever, but hey, fans will get over it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is,
here's the big thing. I'm sorry, Cody, but here's the big thing, though. We won 3 games with him, getting the sack record. Okay, so yeah. He got the sack record, but we still sucked.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's this: when Miles retires, no matter if we traded him tomorrow, if he be beloved in Cleveland, he will be beloved in Cleveland. If he wants to come back, I mean, and he will be regardless, but I'm just talking about if he wants to come back and celebrate with our fans and smash the guitar and be the legend that he wants. He's earned that already. You know what I mean? He's already earned that. We held on to Joe Thomas for a long time. Ultimately, I'm glad it's not me that has to make the decision and hear about the fans, but I don't know, man. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that we're going to hold on to him for 2 or 3 more years and still not be winning and just have a guy that's great for nothing. I mean, it's great to have a good player and a great player and one of the best players of all time, but if you suck and you could be building towards something, I don't know, man. It's a tough decision.
Well, here's the thing with Miles. He had the chance with a contract and he did his little holdout, and ultimately he re-signed a 5-year contract with us.
That's true.
Extension to stay in Cleveland. He could have left and went to a winning organization and got all the money that he wanted because everybody was going to go, we're paying for Miles, get him in here now. The other thing, though, with the difference between Von Miller and Miles is a freak. He is a genetic freak. The only person that I can think that is a genetic freak like Myles Garrett was James Harrison. James Harrison didn't have any body fat on him at all. The guy is a stud, and I think he's so much better than James Harrison. Myles Garrett is an absolute genetic and an athletic freak. So, and Von Miller was that, but he wasn't that, if that makes sense.
Right.
So he played a lot more injured, Von Miller did, than Myles Garrett did. I think Myles Garrett's only missed 6 games total in his 3rd year, if I remember right.
So, Brian, do you think he's an all-natural genetic freak?
Oh, yeah.
Who, Myles?
Yeah.
He hasn't failed a drug test yet, and they've drug tested him 3 weeks in a row that one year, and he hasn't failed a test yet. So I'm going to go on he's a genetic freak. I think it's natural.
Ray, have you never seen that picture of him from high school? With some of his teammates doing drills? Let me show you. Hold on.
I think I've seen that picture. He towers over them and stuff.
That's his high school teammates. That's the starting offensive line on his high school team, and they were good. Yeah, genetic freak. Hey Ray, it's 8:10, man. We gotta get out of here. It's your bedtime.
Oh God, it's 9 minutes past his bedtime. He's already getting applesauce ready. He's got.
Hey, I'm getting ready to smoke some gummies. I don't care what y'all talking about. Hey, you're right. This went pretty fast tonight, but as always, we had a great time. Brian, thank you for always standing in for us. You have an open invitation anytime you want to come. And hey, I'm gonna reach out to the people in the audience. George, you're always here. Frank, you're always here. Anytime you guys want to come on the show, you're more than welcome to come on the show as well too. Just let me or Cody know. But having said all of that, it's time for us to get up out of here. And as always, go Brown. Oh,
I have a suggestion. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let's get a mock draft with us and let's discuss our mock drafts that we have.
Let's do it.
First round mock draft.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Sounds like a plan.
All 32 teams, what they're going to pick and why.
Oh, I ain't doing all that.
I always do it every year. I do it every year.
I don't know about picking what the other teams is going to pick. That's a lot. But let's talk about it.
I got to eat dinner, man. Let's get out of here.
Let's get up out of here.
Ray's got to change his depend and get his applesauce.
As always, go Browns!
Go Browns! Love you guys.